All right. So what I discovered was actually pretty smooth on basic 6 megs on the lowest set. What I'm doing now is the max. So the max is 10 megabytes per second, and then we'll see how it comes out super smooth. And I get, actually I'm looking at it right now, it says low bandwidth. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop. Alright, this is a 9 megabits. Give it another. It was before it was red. Okay, so sitting at 8.5, gave it a second. Cannot render 60 FPS. So go ahead and stop it again. Alright, so I went down to 8 megabytes per second. At 8.5, it was giving me this little flash saying cannot render at 60 FPS. 1080p 60 FPS. This time I'm giving it a shot at 8 megabytes per second. I'll give it a minute. Apparently I had low bandwidth, anything higher than that, anything 8.5 and higher. So it's probably my connection. Not being able to render, that was probably 8.5, that was probably my... Okay, now it's still giving me that error again. So I'm gonna go down to 7.5. Alright, 7.5. Obviously the low bandwidth this error is not going to pop up, but the occasional rendering error might pop up saying cannot render at 60 FPS. I think that's where that skip I was talking about earlier happens. Yep, gave me that error again. Cannot render at 60 FPS. So we're going to go down 7. Alright, sitting at 7 megabytes per second. Waiting to see if I'll get that 60 FPS rendering issue. I think I found the sweet spot. No, cannot render at 60 FPS. So, what it's looking like is if it's not 6.5, I'm definitely gonna have to be at 6. Okay. 6.5 megs. Oh, it's at 30 FPS. What? This is not what I'm expecting. Between all my settings, I should be able to have this at 60 frames per second. At maximum frame rate, 60 FPS. Why is that different now? Output. 1920, 1080. Alright, stop this, go back and Alright. 70 megabytes per second, 60 FPS. Why? Maybe it was my RAM change that allowed me to go higher than 5.5 and still sit at 30 frames per second, which doesn't really make sense to me right now. But what should be happening right now is it's skipping all my voice.
Yo, everybody.
No, let's see. Alright, new one. Nope, new one. Back. Okay. There we go. This looks so much clearer right now. But what's gonna happen when a little while? It's saying it can't render. Does that look a little choppy? Yep. It stopped, it got all chopped up. Okay. It seems so much clearer. So I don't know what kind of
new challenger. Get ready for the next battle.
All right. So what I'm doing now is PS, but it's at 8 megs per second. Since it seems to be, now it's saying low bandwidth. I'm looking at my stream right now. It is getting a little pixelated. But we're gonna play right. That stream is like, so I'll give it about 5 minutes. 5 minutes of play. Maybe play a couple matches. An error will pop up, but during that error, I guess that's when it's having trouble buffering. So let's see what this next 5 minutes is going to be. Right now, it just froze up on my phone. Look at this. Same old combo. Yes! Woo, I was scared.
Fight. Round 3. Fight.
some glitch on that end. Ah, my stream is freezing big time. Alright, so we're gonna skip this match, get out of the stream, go back, because it's saying low bandwidth. It'd be way cool if this thing would be able to like test the connection. So I'll hit a setting, hit test connection, it'll do its thing for a little while, and then it'll say low bandwidth or can't render or whatever. Instead of having to stream, go on air, come back, adjust it, go back in. I've already done this like literally. Right. So nope.
New challenger.
I'm starting to get frozen a little bit. Even on this one.
Get ready for the next battle.
So this whole thing just might be up to my graphics card. I thought upgrading the RAM would definitely help this performance, but more than likely it's just gonna help my video editing. So I got well, only after 3 o'clock. So 7 megs, 1080p, 30 frames per second. So far, I have bandwidth or cannot render. So everything theoretically should be running smooth.
Round.
Look at this crap.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
No one cares.
Round 3. Fight. KO. Round 4. Fight. KO. You win.
Alright, I really want this 60 FPS, so if I have to go back, I will. So go back to 6 megs.